Hi everybody, Paul back again from Ballistic Bloodbaths, back with some more horror oddities and gory goodness in the form of a contest entry for Philip, Check 83F, and in support of his new channel. Philip's now it's Horror Macabre Crazy. All the same goodness with more movie related content, and of course the very cool and extremely decent Philip himself hosting it all. Now Philip's celebrating his new channel and thanking his subscribers with a contest to win some goodies. Now Philip asks us to let him know what our favourite horror film and least favourite horror film and favourite horror scene from a horror movie is. So let's start off with horror badness, and for me that comes in the low budget filmmaking of director Todd Sheets, and we're looking at his early entry of Zombie Bloodbath. Now I had a really enduring time watching this one, and had to sit through his film from 1993. To be fair, obviously an early film from the director, and budgetary restraints and calling in friends and family, so you can never really truly hate somebody who makes the effort to put a film together, but by early film standards and low budgetary restraints, this was very, very difficult to get through, and it had not very much going for it. Pretty inept, little and poor dialogue, which is unforgivable really, and some truly awful amateur acting. And the funniest thing of all, which is the only thing that probably kept me going through this marathon of ineptitude, was the killed zombies that kept cropping up again and again and again, even though they were killed. So in the background you've got some friends and family of Mr. Sheets popping up to get their screen time, but they were unfortunately quite embarrassingly evident throughout. Now part 2 of this zombie bloodbath was a little bit better, but not much so. Still had the same problems, but obviously a little bit more money. And then we had Zombie Bloodbath 3, which I have to be honest I haven't seen, but I would watch it. I think certainly looking at the trailer, he's made a lot more improvements, and probably had a little bit more money, a bit more backing and support of perhaps local businesses, friends and family. And to be fair, as I say, to Todd Sheets, can't overly criticise him for putting in the effort. So I think Zombie Bloodbath 3 is one that I may in the future actually take the time to check out. And Todd Sheets is back at the moment after a long hiatus, making movies again, and later this year I think he's due to be releasing his film House of Forbidden Secrets. But for me, my first answer to Philip's question of bad movie experience is definitely Zombie Bloodbath. Okay, on to the good stuff now, and up with favourite horror movie. Now Philip and everybody watching my channel will be aware that my most talked about horror favourite is Zombie Flesh Eaters, but I asked Philip if I could do something a little bit different, and one of the other films that horror films, sci-fi, gore type movies that I absolutely loved around the same period, just a year later than Zombie Flesh Eaters, from 1979. This is 1980's Contamination, also known as Alien Contamination. And it is another Euro-Italian fantastic gore fest, this time from Luigi Cosi, and it is a real favourite. So this is the one I'm going to choose on this occasion, and of course everybody should be familiar with it. Exploding alien eggs, body flesh eating effects, a goblin music score, and great practical effects, including a giant end alien who may look a bit goofy, but it is an extremely well done practical effect, and you have to give great credit for that. And the movie also included a very, very good Eurocast of top talent, headed up of course by Ian McCulloch, fresh from Zombie Flesh Eaters. So that's my pick for favourite horror movie for this century, Contamination by Luigi Cosi. And just quickly to touch on a little extra about it as well, one of the things that really impressed me about this movie was that Luigi Cosi, I think, has made a timeless horror movie made back in 1980, but watching the film, and he explains about the procedure that he put into this as well. If you take the time to look at the scenery, the backdrop, the clothing and the cars, they're all of a timeless age and a fashion. Hard to describe without seeing it, but next time you watch the film you should notice that it is fairly contemporary, even though it is over 30 years old. Very, very clever how he did it, and in the extras he explains why and how he went about doing that. But very, very impressed by that. Great kudos to Luigi Cosi for delivering a fairly timeless horror classic, Contamination. Okay, to finish off, to answer Philip's third question, and that is favourite horror scene. Now, like any true horror fan, I've got many, and I'm sure Philip will agree he'd find this one difficult to answer as well. The one we're looking at is, quite simply for me, the best horror scene. For repeated viewings, the incredible eye-popping, eye-gouging scene from, yep, you guessed it, Zombie Flesh Eaters. This is just an incredible, incredible moment. It has to be my most re-wound, re-watchable scene in any film ever. Quite incredible, absolutely fantastic, practical effect extraordinaire, absolutely superb, and quite easy for me to pick as my favourite horror scene. But just a few other favourites to mention. There are so many, but lots of well-deserving ones, including Dario Argento's opening sequence to Suspiria. I mean, that is just breathtaking, and culminating with the hanging death scene as well, all electronically, explosively assisted by the accompaniment of a truly astonishing Goblin soundtrack. The alien chestburster scene from Alien, and going back to the classics, who can forget Frankenstein and that moment where he screams, "It's alive, it's alive." Absolutely fantastic scenes all round, quite brilliant. And thank you to Philip for giving us the opportunity to enter another fantastic contest. So congratulations to you, Philip, and all of our support to your new channel, Horror Macabre Crazy. You don't need much help or best wishes, but you'll do really well. But indeed, very, very deserving. And all best luck to everybody who enters Philip's fantastic contest. Until next time, take care, everybody. See you all soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.